Hello there, everybody, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Ranked Room. Sorry if I said the name wrong, but this is an anime Lord of the Rings. And I was actually kind of wanting to see this movie, not in theaters, but I wanted to maybe get around to watching this movie. And I gotta say, this movie's definitely a very engaging anime and very great looking anime. But I might as well talk about my history of Lord of the Rings, because I've always wanted to talk about Lord of the Rings on my channel. I just never got around to it. I always wanted to review the Hobbit movies and the Lord of the Rings movies and maybe the weird animated ones. But this movie's definitely a breath of fresh air because we haven't seen Middle-earth content in a while. Because mainly it's always just been that trilogy made by Peter Jackson. And I think he had some involvement with this movie. And I gotta say, this is definitely a fun movie for sure. It takes place about I think like 180 years before the original trilogy. So my history of Lord of the Rings is mainly just I do like the Peter Jackson trilogy. It's probably some of the best movies ever made. It's not my favorite movies of all time, but it's definitely a memorable movie for sure because of how good the cast is and how good the world is of Middle-earth. And the Hobbit movies, it kind of follows the book, but it kind of doesn't, because I actually had to read The Hobbit in 8th grade, and that's basically what got me into The Lord of the Rings. But this movie is like kind of like a tale before the trilogies, because I always wondered, there's so much lore behind the world of J.R.R. Tolkien. He's such an amazing author, and I tried to read Lord of the Rings, but it's just like I'm not good at reading. But honestly, this could be like its own book. Honestly, I don't know if it is, because I don't know all of Tolkien's work, but I know there's like tons of books about and like guidebooks to like his world and the characters, and there's just the lore definitely shows in this movie. It's basically about a princess versus one of the princes who got kicked out of the kingdom, and he's basically out for revenge because his father died in the flashback. And the main thing about this movie is the animation. So people don't like anime for some reason, but I do. I know a lot of you do, and if you like it, keep loving it. I really don't understand the hate for it, but mixing Lord of the Rings and anime makes perfect sense because the action looks amazing. Like the animation just goes on. It looks like something you would see in the Lord of the Rings like movies, all the battle scenes. It definitely gave me Lord of the Rings vibes. But the most interesting character in this movie was probably Hera, the main girl in this movie. I liked her design, and the voice was really good. But it's not. I don't know if there would be considered fan service for this movie, but I kind of like how this could be its own thing in the world of Lord of the Rings. Like, there's not really any familiar characters. We do get Saruman, and he's voiced by Christopher Lee, the amazing Christopher Lee, who had a major involvement in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and the only actor to ever meet J.R.R. Tolkien. And it was cool they're able to get his voice just for a few seconds at the very end when she does save her kingdom. But we get a lot of good scenes with like her father, who I think he does sacrifice himself in this movie. We mainly just get a lot of battle scenes, but the final battle in this movie was definitely really good between the two. the main guy, Wolf, who's the main villain. His character design looks super cool. He got me some like vibes from other villains you would see in like the medieval times era, or like villains you would see like, I don't know, kind of reminds me a little bit of Darth Vader. But the war between these two characters was definitely good. Like the two fight in a final battle, and he almost kills her, but she ends up killing him, and she's able to save her kingdom after he went on a long quest for revenge. But this movie is 2 hours. Probably the best scene in this movie was the scene with the character who, I think the father ends up sacrificing himself, or like I said, and he ends up freezing to death after trying to save his daughter. But when she does save her people, she's able to go on the quest to continue on in her sort of war, I guess. I think most of the Lord of the Rings, the war just keeps going on until finally the Battle of Middle-earth and the Return of the King. So I think that's the Lord of the Rings, the War on Rankdom. So if you like anime, Lord of the Rings, you'll definitely get a big kick out of this movie. So I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10. I was mainly distracted by some scenes in the movie, but overall, I think this movie is definitely a memorable watch for sure. And I definitely want to check out more animes for sure. But I think I said I'd give it a 7 out of 10. So I probably will get to the Lord of the Rings trilogy and the Hobbit movies eventually in the future. We'll just have to wait and see. So with that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.